You underestimated the people. You took a gamble and you lost.
Okay, we don't like this. Okay, well then we're going to do this, and that is just how it's going to be.
Evidence brought to light that there is a corrupt officer, or that officer did shoot that kid on purpose.
I don't care how I look, I don't care how I sound, I don't care what the beat is. I just care the message gets across.
What's up, everyone? This is the Tin Man with the Resistance. I'm Lucid, and we're back with your weekly report. We took a hiatus this past Saturday. We didn't do a weekly report because we were live with Hart D. Fisher on Heart Attack. Hope you guys got to tune in, listen to that. If not, the replay is posted to our YouTube channel, so feel free to listen to that. We've got both versions because we had to record when we recorded everything. We got cut off a few times, so you get to hear things from Hart's perspective and ours.
Exactly. This guy, Hart D. Fisher, cool motherfucker, guys. He's really down to earth. He's into, political activism and telling the truth, getting the truth out there. The same thing that we are into, the same thing that our listeners are into, you guys, who support us and watch our vlogs and stuff like that. So, check it out. It's a pretty interesting, disgusting. It's pretty interestingly disgusting. No, it's a pretty interesting discussion on, slumlords and stuff like that. We covered this, a while back. Well, TWWRN covered it a while back, doing Operation Slumlord and whatnot. But we reiterated the fact with Hart Fisher because he was doing one on his end down in LA. And he wanted to touch base on it too. So it actually turned out pretty damn cool.
Yeah, and we've got more projects in the works with Hart. We're in talks with him, doing some more radio shows with him, and maybe a few other projects. Definitely like working with the guy. Hope to definitely work with him again.
He's funny as hell.
And the way things are looking, things are going pretty good with going back on his show and doing some more work with him.
Yeah, you guys really got to listen to it though. At least listen to it to the point where you hear what he said about Dorothy.
Yeah, how we gang-banging, fucked, and left for dead Dorothy behind the show.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was funny.
Speaking of awesome, you got some awesome shit happening on your end, too. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we were in talks with Connor and Sheldon here. He was talking to Connor, and they came up with a good idea, and it's something that I kind of wanted to do on my own anyway. Kind of wanted to branch off from TWWRN and kind of do my own thing on the side. Not that I don't enjoy doing stuff with TWWRN, just, I have my own views and opinions, a little more radical view and opinion on things, and I've already made 2 resistance transmissions. I don't know exactly what kind of transmissions I'm going to call it. I just know that I'm going to be starting my own vlog pretty soon on my channel, YouTube/Exhaust187. Yep. If you guys want to check out the 2 videos I got posted now, plus the video I shot previously to this about some pretty interesting points as well. Yep. Take a listen, check out the promo intro and whatnot that Tin Man here made for me. Yep. And get interested in it, guys. It's gonna be good shit.
In fact, we'll advertise with the promo on the show today. When we go to commercial break, we'll advertise that for you.
Okay, cool. That sounds good.
That's awesome. Well, why don't we go ahead and jump into our top stories? You got a few good things here.
The first thing I wanted to go over, I found a couple of things on Facebook. I usually get my ideas for my vlogs and stuff from Facebook. Only because I don't agree with half the shit that I see on there, so it pisses me off, and I got something to say about it. But this one's pretty interesting because it's actually kind of a good thing. Oklahoma is completely going against what the federal government has put into place. Oklahoma's passed a law, 37-9, an amendment to place the Ten Commandments in the front entrance of the state capitol. The feds in D.C., along with the ACLU, said it would be a bad idea. But Oklahoma, being a conservative state and pretty much based on Christianity, decided they wanted to do it anyway. They also recently passed a law that in Oklahoma, they are able to incarcerate all illegal immigrants and ship them back to where they came from, unless they want to get a green card and become an American citizen. At which point, all the illegal immigrants scattered. Okay, this was against this was against the advice of the federal government, the ACLU, and they said it was a bad thing, but Oklahoma did it anyway. They also passed a law to include DNA samples from any and all illegals to the Oklahoma database for criminal investigative purposes. Pelosi said it was unconstitutional, but Oklahoma did it anyway. Several weeks ago, Oklahoma passed a law declaring Oklahoma as a sovereign state, not under federal government directives, joining Texas, Montana, and Utah as the only states to do so. Yeah, so they're not even federally jurisdicted anymore.
So basically, they're just doing everything they can against the United States government, just to say, pretty much say, fuck you. We're doing things the American way.
Well, the constitutional way. The federal government has been coming up with a lot of anti-constitutional laws and implements that they're imposing on the American people, and Oklahoma is like, I'm fucking sick of it.
Yeah.
They also passed a law. This is pretty interesting because I'm all about speak English or die in America. If we go to another state or another country or whatever, we're required to know their language. They're not gonna fucking accommodate us. So this was pretty interesting to me. Oklahoma also passed a law that all driver's license exams will be printed in English and English only, no other language. They have been called racist for doing this, but the fact is that all the road signs are in English only. If you want to drive in Oklahoma, you must read and write English. Really simple.
Well, that makes perfect sense. I mean, the signs are in English.
Right.
And if you can't read, write, or speak English, how the hell can you get a driver's license when everything is written in English?
Yeah.
I mean,
just a little tidbit fact here on Oklahoma as well. Did you know that during the election with Obama in it, that Obama didn't even win one county?
Wow.
In Oklahoma, not even one county.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I love it.
So, anyway, that's it for this story. What do you got, Tim, man?
Well, the NSA is capable of false flag SONY hacks blamed on North Korea. Gotta love this one. I mean, you've been hearing a lot of the shit about North Korea and Sony for a few days now. But here's the story. A presentation by a former NSA analyst revealed it's feasible for the NSA to hack a large corporation such as Sony Pictures and blame it on a foreign country such as North Korea. Charlie Miller, who spent 5 years exploiting foreign computers for the NSA, gave a presentation entitled Kim Jong-mi and Me, How to Build a Cyber Army to Attack the USA, in which he explained various hacking methods and how easy it would be to blame an attack on another country.
And look at this picture. Meet the new CEO of Sony Pictures.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-il.
Yeah, I mean, it's some crazy shit. And this story goes into the whole fucking enchilada on this whole thing. I'm not going to go into it because it's way too fucking long. But the link will be posted in the description of this video, so you can go through it at your leisure.
So, my second story that I have, we all know the Eric Garner story, okay? We know that the police officer put a chokehold on him, which was an illegal chokehold, and, you know, it caused an uproar of, you know, this cop's a bad cop, you know, all cops are bad cops. We had that discussion in the past.
Far too many times.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sick of it. But this is, I had to bring this up again because this is pretty sickening too. Eric Garner, whose crime was selling loose cigarettes, supposedly selling loose cigarettes, was killed by police.
You want to buy a cigarette? Oh wait, these are yours.
His last words were, "I can't breathe." And activists have used this phrase as a reminder of the murder. Okay. Police officer Jason Barthel of South Bend Uniform Company thought it would be funny to mock this man's dying words by selling t-shirts to fellow cops which say, "Breathe easy, don't break the law." That's pretty fucked up, right? You know, regardless of whether...
That's fucking sick.
Regardless of whether the guy was, you know, was a criminal selling loose cigarettes or whatever, you know, I mean, that's a fine at most. You know, I know liquor stores...
to die, and he doesn't deserve to be made a mockery of.
Exactly. You know, and it says...
That's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
It continues to say here that apparently the implication is that no matter how ridiculous the law, you can expect to be killed if you don't follow it. And that is your fault. Cops are buying the shirts by the droves.
Oh man, you better believe that there's a lawsuit waiting to happen there.
Oh yeah, and whoever you know, signs up in that lawsuit will win as a result.
You gotta love it.
Alright, go ahead.
Here's an interesting one for you. Madonna sings about Illuminati, all-seeing eye, New World Order, Obama, and new leaked song. The all-seeing eye is watching tonight. That is what it is, truth and light. I'm going to only go into a few tidbits here. In a song leaked online before its completion, pop artist Madonna sings about a new world order referring to a secret elite society as the truth and the light. The track, entitled Illuminati, name checks dozens of celebrities and appears to suggest that they are not truly members of the secret society, which is considered by many to still exist and have a hand in major global events. Recent trends have emerged among artists such as Jay-Z, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, and Rihanna to reference the Illuminati and use symbolism and body language commonly associated with the shadowy group. This has culminated in speculation that the Illuminati is using pop culture to slowly accumulate. Is that accumulate?
Where? Acclimatize.
Acclimatize. I've never even heard of that word. Acclimatize people to its existence.
It's because it's not a word, it's a made-up word to signify acclimate people to its culminated
why
existence.
not just say acclimate? Slowly acclimate people.
Because whoever wrote this article is a retard.
Yeah. Slowly acclimate people to its existence, or simply as an underhanded way of showing the world they control the entertainment industry. Madonna has herself previously adorned her live shows with Babylonian, Egyptian, and Sumerian symbolism, all co-opted and used by secret societies such as the Freemasons and so on.
The Rosicrucians and the Illuminati. That's
specific.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's so many other groups out there that fucking use those symbolisms.
Yeah.
But apparently, this song is an, quote, unfinished track, and her album, 13 tracks, was allegedly released, and Madonna's trying to say that they're either unfinished tracks or they're older demos that she never released.
Well, irregardless, 13 tracks on her CD, the number 13. Okay?
Oh yeah.
That right there is kind of symbolism in itself. Just the fact that it's a album of 13 songs, you know, it's... Come on. You know what I mean? You can't,
but
you can't duck out of that one.
Yeah, but you gotta love the symbolism and the hidden meanings and all that shit. You know, you gotta love it.
Oh yeah.
In fact, you know what? That's gonna be our main debate. We really didn't have much of an idea for a main debate. Let's make that our main debate today. Hidden symbolism.
Symbolism. Yeah, that sounds good. Symbolism and subliminal messaging. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I like that.
We're about to take a half, right?
Yeah, we're
okay.
We're already 15 minutes in. We're gonna go ahead and take a half.
We'll look some stuff up real quick during the half, and we'll be right back.
Yep, and when we come back, Mr. Eagles has a friend that he wants to bring on to discuss a type of emergency. Where this is gonna go, I have no idea, but we'll be back soon.
Hello, YouTube Universe. This is good old MS Revan. Are you looking for daily, unbiased political videos? Come check out my channel at youtube.com/GrandmasterRevan, or you can find me in the featured activist section on the Worldwide Resistant Networks channel at youtube.com/Resistance2058. Remember, knowledge is free.
I want to talk a little bit about how America is becoming a modern-day Sodom and Gomorrah in some aspects. We are losing our morals and ethics in the United States. If you tune into the History Channel, they got Larry the Cable Guy telling penis and fart jokes to Cub Scouts. If you tune into Discovery Channel, they're teaching your children how we originated from aquatic mermaids. I didn't tune in to Fox News to hear about Kim Kardashian's ass cheek implants. There is a Beavis and Butthead mentality going about in this country, and it's contagious.
I look at each of you, and I see the marks of this long and terrible war. If we die tonight, mankind dies with us.
You're doing right now. This is the end of the war.
I'd love to change the world, but I don't know what to do.
If you're in Las Vegas and eat chicken Caesar salad and find out that it gives you the shits, but you're stuck walking the strip and almost crap behind some bushes, then you run into a casino and bust down the stall door and shit all over the place!
Oh my goodness. What the hell was that thing?
I have no clue. It looked like eggplant salad or something. Like a big piece of, I don't know, like a purple.
Or just purple thing.
It was the flying spaghetti monster.
So we actually have one video of the flying spaghetti monster. Here's Mr. Giggles would actually find the flying spaghetti monster. That's awesome. Okay. So do you want to kick this off? You've got something pretty interesting here.
Sure.
We're not going to really play the video, but what do you got?
Yeah, basically, the video that I was watching, it basically says Disney is evil. Okay? There's several reasons why
you just now figured that out?
There's several reasons why people are saying this, okay? We've all heard of the sexual innuendos on the front of the Little Mermaid case. The picture
golden penis!
The picture of the golden penis, you know. We've heard of The Lion King and you know, the word sex.
Maybe
you
synonymous in their films.
Yeah, several times. I guess in The Lion King, it happens like over 100 times in several different spots.
Wow.
Also, in Aladdin, you know, you hear the whisper, you know, where Genie and the rug are, you know, down below the balcony when they're calling up to Aladdin. You know,
take off your clothes.
Yeah, take off your clothes. You know, you hear it whispering in the background. If you could turn your TV up when you listen to these things, you'll hear it. I mean, I don't know if they've taken it out now because of everybody being able to point it out, but the original movies, if you got the VHSs of them, those will probably be your best shot at hearing it. I mean, they have them recorded online where you can actually look up just those particular clips, but we all know about those things. You know, the priest popping a boner on on the Little Mermaid on the ship when, you know, the prince is about to get married to the wrong lady. Anyway, there's other reasons. You'll notice, like in Cinderella, the movie Cinderella, you'll notice that a lot of the time the characters will be like this.
That also happens in Beauty and the Beast.
It happens.
The hookers are doing that shit.
Yeah, it happens in almost every Disney movie. All the females do this. It's like the international sign for the devil. Okay.
Hell, even Spider-Man does it.
Yeah. You know, you see things like that. It's almost in every Disney movie. Okay. You also see, just in the original Walt Disney signature, the beginning of the W is kind of looped in a weird way. It makes it a 6. The I on Disney is you know, another 6, and then the Y is kind of a weird Y, and that turns into another 6. So you got 666 in the Walt Disney you know, signature. Which, come to speak of, the Walt Disney signature with the funny loop-de-loop fucking, you know, things, that's not actually Walt Disney's signature, just so you guys know. That was something that was made up after the fact.
Yeah. You don't just have to mark the Beast 666 in Disney. You've got it on things like Monster, the can of Monster, the 3 slashes. Yeah. That's Hebrew for 6, and you got 3 slashes, so
you got
666.
Yeah, 3 slashes, 666. You got in the O on the bottom where it says Monster in white writing. In the O, there's a line that comes down. You'll notice that the line that comes down and the top of the O is very straight. So it actually makes a cross. So think about it. When you go to take a drink, you're turning that cross upside down, which is synonymous to witchcraft, devil worship, so on and so forth.
The Antichrist.
The Antichrist. You also notice, like on the Monster BFCs, the big ones. You know, BFC stands for big fucking can. Okay, there's a cuss word in there. It also says on the back MILF, and you know, all this stuff that's synonymous to, you know, being evil and bad and all this stuff. Also, the word monster itself, you know, is synonymous to devil, monster. You know, it even says on the back, unleash the beast. It says that on monster cans, you know. We also have different subliminal messaging on other things as well. You know, it is not just synonymous to monster cans and you know, Madonna, Illuminati showing off her, you know, little shit in 13 tracks. It's not synonymous to, you know, Disney. You know, there's subliminal messaging in almost everything. Take the Axe body wash and shampoo, for instance. Subliminal messaging to guys. I don't know if you know this, but on the body wash, where it says Axe, and you can see that it says AXE, and it's down. If you turn that thing upside down, and you'll notice that on the swirly part where, like, it looks like a dragon, kind of, you'll see that the dragon makes an S, and then there's the E, and then the X for upside down or axe, and then you just take the A off. But there's also sexa. But I mean, there's subliminal messaging in everything nowadays. I mean, frame by frame. If you go frame by frame on some of these movies, you'll see stuff. You know.
Yeah, we get subliminal messaging in all aspects of television, movies, music. I mean,
money.
Yeah, money. Symbolism on the money.
On the dollar bill.
Yeah, Illuminati symbols on the dollar and whatnot. And, you know, I'm not going to sit there and knock symbolism because, you know, everybody uses symbolism and they, you know, a lot of these symbols and whatnot do date back to ancient times and varying cultures such as Babylon and whatnot, which a lot of these weird-ass fucking belief systems originated from the Judeo-Christian belief system in God. You know, if, from a Christian standpoint, if God created man and everything began with God, then that means everything branched off from God. They took people, for whatever reason, took those belief systems and twisted it.
They perverted it.
Yeah, they perverted it and made it their own thing.
You know, even in the Bible, you know, there's subliminal messaging that is there for some people to key into. Not that it's bad subliminal messaging necessarily, but the message, take up your cross. You know, in the Bible, that doesn't necessarily mean build yourself a fucking cross and start carrying it around. No, it means take up your cross, have faith, proceed through life. You know what I mean? And
follow
endure.
Jesus' example.
Yeah, you know, so, I mean, there's subliminal messaging in everything, guys, and you just need to take it case by case, and you need to really watch what you're letting your kids get into, and watch, and listen to, and all this stuff.
And before you go and judging symbolism, too, you also got to take into account and do your history as to what varying symbols mean. Yeah, they could be used for evil purposes by evil people, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the symbol is evil in origin.
Yeah.
Like the swastika, for example. Not many people know this, but the swastika is an ancient symbol for the sun.
Yeah, but did you also know that before it was used,
it wasn't associated with Nazis or murder or any of that shit.
It's also associated with the symbol for a broken cross.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, I mean, if you want to take it in that direction, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, I mean, you really got to look into the origins of things. You know?
Just certain things, I mean, if you look into certain things and you see it, like even color plays a fact. You know, the sky is red in some movies or some cartoons and stuff like that. It's symbolic for, you know, forebodingness. You know what I mean? You just take that in as, you know, I mean, we've all studied quote unquote high school symbolism in English class where we had to delve into books and why did the bird fly away? Oh, it flew away because this person actually died. It was a symbolic thing that his spirit was free now. You know, it's all relative to case in point, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's not to say that symbols don't get used for evil purposes, you know, like the Nazis used the broken cross symbol for their regime. The Illuminati uses ancient symbolism that dates back to ancient times and, in many respects, could be uniquely Judeo-Christian.
I want to bring up a couple more symbols in the Disney thing, too. The Mufasa's face, when it's fading in and out of when he's talking to his son, Simba, in The Lion King, when you get that full-on face frontal, the face is actually, if you look at the face close enough, it's actually a chick that has a thong on facing away from you. You can see the hair from the back. She has no top on. You can tell she's naked. You know, I mean, there's that one.
You're talking about that poster.
Yeah, the poster. Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, there's in Monsters, Inc., okay? When Sully looks through the door, there's a little picture on the side of the wall of the door where Boo sleeps. It shows mommy, daddy, and daughter on it with a little picture of stick figures with the lady bent over and the dude behind her kind of, you know, basically, for lack of better terms, fucking her from behind. I mean, there's all kinds of
like, Mommy, what are you doing? We're wrestling.
Making cakes.
Yeah, we're making cakes. It's like, Mommy and Daddy making cakes.
But, you know, I mean, it's all relative, and you got to be really careful, people, with what you're letting your kids listen to, what you're letting them watch. You know, not saying that, you know, this subliminal messaging is corrupting our youth and all this stuff, because you know what? It's not just the subliminal messaging. It's not just the music. It's the fucking parents too, not taking responsibility for the kids and not doing right by the kids, raising them properly.
I agree, but there's a lot of things in symbolism and subliminal messaging that people need to pay attention to. I mean, they even do it in commercials. I mean, why do you think when you see a commercial from a varying food franchise that's advertised on your TV, you see that and you go, oh shit, I want Pizza Hut now, or I want to go to McDonald's, or I want to go to Taco Bell, or this place or that place. You know, it's subliminal messaging to make you want to eat that food and buy from that franchise.
And it's also a lot of the subliminal messaging, as we've been discussing this, you know, past 10 minutes here, has been based upon, you know, sex. And that's usually, you know, and these marketers have a point. Sex sells.
It does.
And that's why a lot of the subliminal messaging has to do with sex.
And I think it's funny, in Disney movies, you know, they're synonymous with sex. I mean, every Disney princess, with the exception of, I believe, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, and Cinderella, you can see their fucking tits. Their fucking tits are just out there. Beauty and the Beast. You see Belle's tits. You see the prostitute's tits. Yeah, you don't see any nipple or anything, but you know what? Their cleavage is out there.
They're very skimpily dressed.
Yeah.
I want to point out the fact of Disney again, too. I keep going back to this Disney thing because Disney is super synonymous to these subliminal messagings, okay?
And being that they're supposed to be children-friendly, you know, that's something that needs to be pointed out. Too.
Right. There's a specific number that pops up in every Disney movie. And it's subliminal messaging that only the creators of Disney really could kind of get until recently, since they've released it on YouTube or whatever. And that it's A-113, I think, is the number. And that's the classroom that the creators go to at a certain school before they become animators.
Yeah, that's featured in the Pixar films.
Right.
The Disney Pixar films.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the...
It's on WALL-E, it's on Toy Story, it's on everything, dude.
Yeah, I remember seeing that all over the place.
There's also another thing, too. I don't know if you guys know this, but this was something that I found out today, just looking up that little video that I watched during the halftime here, that Club 33 inside of Disneyland is synonymous to the Freemasons, the 33rd degree of Masonry.
Yeah.
Or Masonry, rather. You know, there's speculation that Walt Disney was a Freemason, and he was into the occult, and he was into, you know, magic and the belief of occultic, you know, worship and stuff like that. So,
well, I know he had a huge problem with the Jews.
Well, yeah, quote unquote, he was accused of being a Nazi at some point. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
You know, Disneyland has, I don't know if you guys know this either, but Disneyland also has has an underground city, a complete underground city that nobody knows about.
Well, they know about it. It's just you don't see many images.
You don't see it at all.
I think Oprah took a tour of it one time, and they showed little tidbits of it years ago.
Yeah, I never saw. I don't watch Oprah. Oprah's a fucking nightmare joke.
But you know, sometimes you know, getting to see certain things that you otherwise wouldn't see. You know, you gotta take an interest in it.
Yeah, for sure. But you know,
like the Disney Underground City. Then prior to that point, you know, especially when that originally aired, you didn't have things like the internet to have this information readily accessible to you. So it would be like, oh shit, you get to see Underground Disney? Fuck yeah.
Right. And, you know, it's not just Disney, it's not just You know, it's not just Monster. It's not just Axe body wash. You know, it's everywhere. Everything that you look at, there's subliminal messaging on. You know, I could probably pull a product here in my garage off the shelf and probably find some subliminal messaging somewhere. I mean,
Coke can,
for instance. You know, we're gonna analyze it real quick.
You got the
recycle
symbol.
So it's a pyramid, triangle kind of, yeah. You know, with the symbol of the Coke can in the middle, which signifies the all-seeing eye. You know, I mean, we got all kinds of stuff, guys. I mean, it's fucking everywhere. What else do we got? I know that Coca-Cola, the signature of Coca-Cola means something too. I forget what it means.
I'm not seeing anything.
Well, it's synonymous to like a hidden message inside the signature itself. But you know, it's I can't see anything else right here plain eyesight. I mean, we have to really analyze it.
Yeah, it's quite funny in every aspect. In everything you buy, everything you watch and listen to, drive down the street, you're seeing symbolism all over the place, billboards on the freeway. It's insane. Just gotta keep an eye out for that shit and not allow ourselves to be subjected to their messages.
And even if you are subjective and you don't notice it, you know, you gotta take it with a grain of salt, guys, and stop buying into the bullshit.
Yep. That's all the time we got for today. I don't think we can really carry this conversation on much further.
No, but it's definitely something to look into, guys. Take a look at all the subliminal messaging around. I mean, you can even just type it in YouTube and you'll find a bunch of shit, products and whatnot that come up. Yep. I mean, that's basically what we did to find this out. So, anyway,
Tinman,
I'm Lucid.
This has been your weekly report. See you next time.
Peace.